Hi, hello and welcome everyone to Site 24/7's webinar series. My name is Daniel. I'm the technical support engineer with Site 24/7. And today I'll walk you through the new enhancements that we have been made in our new web client. So before we get into the presentation, so let's have a quick look on what Site 24/7 is. Site 24/7 is an all-in-one monitoring solution from the cloud. It will help you monitor your entire infrastructure from one single console. We offer end-user experience monitoring, application performance monitoring, APM Insight, by which you can monitor the performance of your applications like Java, .NET, and Ruby on Rails, and server monitoring, which helps you monitor your Windows and Linux servers from the cloud, public and private cloud monitoring for your Amazon Web Services and virtual infrastructure, and network monitoring, which helps you monitor your switches, routers, and firewalls, all network devices. So this is pretty much about Site 24/7. So when we take an enterprise, there will be around 5 to 10 different monitoring solutions without any integration. So Site 24/7, being an all-in-one monitoring solution, addresses that concern, where you can stop the blame game within your IT. So let me proceed with our new client. So we've been working on the new client that will completely change the way you monitor your critical resources. I hope everyone would have had a hands-on experience with the new client already. So it's not only about the new look and feel, but we have made numerous technical enhancements to improve the way you keep track on the metrics that matter the most. So what we have done with this new client. So we have enhanced the performance. So we have used AngularJS and Cassandra as the database, which fetches the data quickly for you. And the entire interface is API driven. And configuration part, we have introduced the help assistant, where you'll be able to get information on each and every module, monitor reports on the go, and the easy setup wizard for first-time users to completely set up the Site 24/7 for all the monitors. And then usability, so as we are using the Cassandra database and AngularJS, the Site 24/7 is faster. And we have introduced a lot of features like the monitor status categorization, where monitors are grouped automatically, and smart grouping functionality, where you can group monitors based on your requirements. And when it comes to reporting, we have made a lot of changes with the reporting. We have introduced heat maps for the status and performance. And the performance charts have undergone a major change, where we have a lot of customizations done with the performance charts. And we have also introduced the top-end reports, where you can compare the performance reports of different modules based on the attributes. And alerting part, we have introduced the notification badge from within the client. So earlier we had different alert mechanisms like SMS, Twitter, call. Now we have introduced the alerts or the notifications within the Site 24/7 user interface. And we also introduced an option to easily track all the outages from one view, where you can check all the recent outages reported for the monitors in your account. So these are some of the major enhancements that we have done with our interface. And now we are going to take you through the interface and give you a demonstration on what are the changes that we have made. So from a technology standpoint, the new client is now based on AngularJS, which means your new client will load up a lot faster. And we are using Cassandra as the database management system. So it will allow you to fetch the critical data quickly. And additionally, as I said, the client is fully API driven. So in this presentation, we have highlighted a few enhancements that we have made with the new client to get you to help you get started. So let's get into the configuration part, what changes and what enhancements we have done with respect to the configuration. So the easy setup wizard is a new functionality where it helps first-time users to easily get started with Site 24/7. So you can set up the monitors and complete the initial setup process. You can set up monitors, configure alerts. So we have listed the points here, so you can follow these steps and set up your account. And also the easy setup wizard, which helps you configure the monitors automatically, where you can monitor your web services or transactions. So whatever is your requirement, based on that, we will help you set up your account. And we have introduced the help assistant, where it's going to give you information on each and every monitor type, what is its functionality. And if you're stuck while configuring a monitor, you can easily get help with the use of the help assistant. So let me take you through the product. I will side by side get into the product and give you the details on it. So this is our new interface where we have the help assistant here, which gives information on the monitors, what's new, which gives information on the recent updates that we have released. And the main functionality of the help assistance is giving you the assistance when it is required. Say, for example, if you're configuring a website monitor and if you want to know what a timeout is, so you can go to our help assistant and the help docs, which will directly take you through the website monitoring link, where you have information on all the various parameters that you need to configure. So this is the enhanced help assistance from Site 24/7, which we have introduced with our new interface. And a major enhancement has been done to the home tab, the way monitors look. We have a colorful user interface. And here you can check for the help assistance, the getting started link, the notifications, and the smart search, where you can search the monitors based on the type or based on the name. And then we have the control center. We have brought all the important functionalities, functions in the home tab itself. So Site 24/7 has enhanced the usability. And then monitor status-based categorization, so you can easily check for the monitors based on the status, whether they are up, whether they are down, so that can be done. So everything you need are under one single view. So if you want to check for the outages or maintenance, log report, everything comes under the home tab. So here the smart monitor configuration. Monitor will be smartly categorized based on the status, like the up monitors, down monitors, configuration error monitors. So I can easily click on them to check all the up monitors in my account, and similarly to check what are all the monitors that are currently down, we click on the down monitors. So we just saw the monitor categorization. And monitor groups. So you can group monitors based on your requirements. So the monitor grouping functionality will help you organize the resources based on your application or geography or the resource ownership. Site 24/7 offers multi-user login, where you'll be able to provide access to a specific user to a specific set of monitors, and that can be achieved using the monitor group. And also, if you group monitors based on the application type, it would be helpful for you to easily get into it to see if there are any outages or issues with it. And also, when it comes to generate reporting, monitor grouping will help us. And we provide you the overall monitor status from one dashboard, so that can be navigated from the home and the monitor groups. So here we have different monitor groups. So we have categorized it based on the monitor type, like the network devices, the services, LAN. So by clicking on them, we get the list of all the monitors configured in that specific account and its availability and performance statistics. So the monitor grouping functionality, it's a handy concept for easy administration, and you can also easily access all the monitors from one place without too much navigation. So that's more important, where we have more focused on making the navigation a simple one without being navigating from one window to the other. We have made the navigation simple. And then the outages. So this is a snapshot which we checked within the product. And then the monitor group view, where we checked the list of all the monitors under a specific group and its availability and performance report. So it's for the overall group. And then getting into the outage details. So you can keep track of all the outages from one single view. So outages are now captured, and it is made visible right on the home screen, so that you can easily get into the outages and check when the downtime was reported, what was the reason. And if you want to mark that outage as a maintenance or delete that specific outage, that can be easily done. Let me take you through the product to show you how the outages look. So here we have all the recent outages reported today, and the start time, the end time, and the duration of the downtimes. And here we can mark a downtime as a maintenance or deleted. So you can easily do this, but when compared with the old interface that we were using, it's a tedious one. We have to get into the monitor and then do these options, whereas with the new interface, we have brought the outages under the home tab. And then the notifications tab. So this is what we were talking about, where we have brought the notifications from the home tab itself, where we list all the alerts that are triggered to your account. So when you have the NOC rooms, NOC teams with big displays, these alerts would make your NOC teams aware of any issue. So, and this works independently without having your web page refresh. There is no need for you to refresh the web page. Even with static pages, this notification part gets auto refreshed and it fetches the alerts automatically. So you'll be the first to know if there is a downtime within your any application or service that you are being monitoring. And then schedule maintenance. So schedule maintenance, it's a critical part when it comes to monitoring, where you can plan your maintenance in advance, which prevents alerts getting triggered. And we have introduced the schedule maintenance in the home tab for ease of use. And it's also been added as an option in the monitor status page, so you can mouse over and get the option. So the schedule maintenance, where you can easily schedule maintenances from the home tab itself. So daily, weekly, and once maintenance can be scheduled for any set of monitors from the home tab. And one other enhancements for the schedule maintenance is marking or scheduling a maintenance instantly. Like here you can schedule a maintenance for the next 5 minutes for this monitor. Say for example, if you want to restart your server, you can easily schedule a maintenance. There is no need for you to go to the calendar, select the time frame. So you can go to the monitor, and here you can schedule maintenance like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 60 minutes. So these are one-time maintenances that can be easily scheduled, which prevents alerts getting triggered, and it will also not affect the overall downtime when you try to generate the reports. So this is pretty much about the enhancements that we have done with the schedule maintenance part. And then the log report. So this gives information on each and every check done for the monitors. So this log report can be downloaded as CSV. So this is the raw data for the monitoring for each and every check done in Site 24/7. we have what is the DNS time, connection time. So for individual monitors, we will have the metrics captured. So this will help you get the raw data of the monitor. And then alert logs, where you can check for the recent alerts that were triggered and the contacts to whom the alerts were sent, whether it was a phone alert or a call alert. So everything can be monitored from here. And then executed actions history. So if you have actions defined for the monitor, so that can be viewed from under the home tab itself. And then the status dashboard, where it helps you publicize your monitoring data. So we have brought that under the home tab. So you can create custom status dashboards and you can view them from within the home tab. So as I said, for the NOC teams, you can have this displayed in the big monitors that you have in your NOC rooms with the current status. And similarly, the operations dashboard, it's a sleek view where we display the current status of a specific monitor, the time when the last check was done. So this is again for your NOC teams. And this operation dashboard will automatically refresh the data, and new data would be fetched in the interface. So this is pretty much about the enhancements that we have done with our new interface under the home option. So the smart search, you can search for any monitors or groups, or all the new features that have been made available in the home for ease of access. And then the help assistance, where you can easily get information on the monitors, how it works, its architecture. Now let's proceed with the presentation. So these are the status pages that we discussed within the product, the operation dashboard for your NOC teams. So now we are getting into the important part of the enhancements that we have done. That's the monitor categorization. So we have classified based on the modules like the web, server, and APM. So under web, we have all the internet services monitor like website, web page analyzer, DNS monitor, ping monitor. And under server, we have classified all the server-based monitor, the infrastructure-based monitors like Windows, Linux servers, AWS, VMware. So all infrastructure-based monitors will be classified under server module. And then APM, where we focus on the application's performance, so the backend performance. The APM Insight, the real user monitoring, and the mobile APM monitoring are categorized under the APM. So here we have classified the monitors based on the modules. So it's for ease of access. So this is the classifications. So under the web, we have all the internet services monitor. And the server, we have all the infrastructure. And then under APM, we have the APM Insight, RUM, and mobile APM. So we will check on each and every module and see what are the new enhancements that we have made with the new interface. So the monitor dashboard, we have enhanced it to an all new monitor summary view. And then we have upgraded the performance report. As I said, the performance report have undergone a major change. And then for servers, we have an option to create custom views. You can select specific metrics and create a dashboard of your own. And then outage and trouble alerts for all the monitors. And we have introduced the inventory and notes where you can check details on a specific monitor, what is being monitored, from where it is being monitored. And you can add notes to the monitors, like if there is a downtime and if you want to add a comment, that has been made easy. And the log report of each and every monitor. And we have introduced module-based monitor dashboard. So specific to monitor type, the dashboard varies. So if it's for a website monitor, we have the summary, outage, and trouble, inventory, and log report. And when it comes to server, we have all critical metrics like services, network, resources. So module-based monitor dashboard has been introduced. And then the monitor summary page. So we have put a lot of effort here to get the information of a specific monitor under one page, so the summary page. So where we will have the performance and the status heat map, the response time graph, the availability status. So if there are any outages, we will capture those information. And for websites, we have the integrated AppDeck score from the real user monitoring and the global industry average. We have introduced the benchmark results as well. We compare on where the performance or the availability of your website stands. So let's get into the product to discuss more on these features. So these are some of the snapshots. So here under the web module, we have all the internet services, website, web page analyzer, real browser monitoring, DNS. So let's take, for example, a website monitor. So here I'm going to check for all the up monitors. So here we have the heat map, the performance and status heat map, which gives you a graphical representation of the status of the resource that you're monitoring during within a specific period of time. So if I take last 7 days of report, so for each and every day, so there has been an outage reported on 26th of Saturday, so that can be easily monitored. So this gives a graphical representation of the status and performance for a selected period. And then the response time graph. So this chart has a lot of enhancement that's going to help you drill down into the performance metrics of a service that you're monitoring. So here we have the information on the average, maximum and minimum response times. And for also the throughput, what is the maximum throughput and the minimum throughput. And here in this graph, we can zoom the graph and check the data of a specific interval. And we can also check for the downtimes. So here we have a downtime and we have the reason as well, unable to connect to the specific URL. So any downtimes can be captured. And you can also drill down into performance metrics, which has caused a spike in the response time. So by clicking on this, we can view only the specific metrics, like we can check only the DNS time here, so which is around 70 milliseconds for this spike. So this way you can customize the reports, which is going to give you more visibility on it. And then the global status, where we give you information on the availability across different monitoring locations from where you monitor. And from here, you'll be able to add or remove locations. You can easily edit the location of this specific monitor and add those locations. Let me add some locations. So we have added Mumbai and Hong Kong, which is updated instantly to the monitor. And then updates on the monitor when the next check has been scheduled. And then if there are any outages or any updates related to this monitor, all information can be viewed here. So the down and trouble history. So if you want to add comment on a specific downtime, or if you want to check what is the cause of a specific downtime, you can use this link where you can mark this as a maintenance. You can edit the comments for this specific downtime. And you can also post these comments in your public dashboard. So when your users visit them, so they will be able to know what is the cause of a downtime. So you can easily communicate with your customers and clients with Site 24/7. And we have the availability and response time by location. So for each and every location, what is the response time? And we have given the component split up, like the connection time, DNS time, first byte and last byte time as well. And we have introduced integration with real user monitoring. So the website monitoring from Site 24/7 is the end user monitoring from a specific monitoring location, whereas the real user monitoring gives you the performance metric from an actual user visit. So we have integrated the real user monitoring with the end user monitoring. So you'd be able to get a glimpse of the real user monitoring metrics from the end user. So for this specific URL, what is the AppDeck score from across the globe can be monitored from here. So you can edit this and update the specific real user monitor that you have in your account. And also we have introduced the global industry average. So we have the benchmark metrics based on the performance and availability. So this is the benchmark that we have for the availability and the response time. So based on this, we can see where your website's performance and availability stands. So for this URL, it's more than 20. So this way you can optimize the performance of your website to increase the rank. So this is the enhancements that we have made with respect to our website and internet services monitor. So now let's get into the server part. So the graphs with in, out, the zoom in, out options, and then the global availability states. So these are all the information that we just saw within the product, what we have captured as screenshots in the presentation. So now getting into the server, what enhancements that we have made into our server monitoring and its reports. So we have classified all infrastructure-based monitors under the server, where the server monitoring, IaaS, BizTalk, SQL, network monitoring, AWS, virtual monitoring. So all of them are classified under the server. So the summary dashboard gives the availability stats along with the heat map, the CPU utilization, memory utilization, and this can be viewed in a new window with all metrics corresponding to the CPU. So here we have the performance report for the CPU utilization, the interrupts and context switches, and then the CPU utilization. For each and every check, what is the CPU utilization that is being reported? And similarly, for all metrics, you can view the performance report in a separate window with detailed metrics. So we have the disk utilization and the asset details on the IP address, the host name. And if there are any other applications that are associated with a specific monitor, we will list them here. So with this specific server, we have one IaaS server and two SQL servers running. So you can easily navigate to the performance metrics of these monitors from the Site 24/7's server monitor client. And then services and processes, where you can list all the services and processes, check whether a service or process is down. You can remotely start or stop a service from here. And the enhancement that we have made with respect to the server monitoring, I hope you would have already checked all these features. So a new feature is the custom view, where you can add a custom tab with the metrics or the attributes that you want to check. So let me add this. So I'm creating a dashboard only for CPU and memory-based metrics. So here we have the memory utilization, used memory utilization, memory breakup. So custom attributes can be selected and a dashboard can be created for the monitor. So all the custom views for the monitors can be viewed, and as I said, the zoom functionality has been introduced to all the performance charts that we have inside 24/7 now. And this is the major enhancements that we have seen with respect to the server monitoring. And the AWS monitor we have categorized based on the account. So for each and every account, it will be listed. So you can select the account and check for all the instances that are running under that specific account. And similarly for the vCenter, so for all the VMs, ESX hosts that are running, we have categorized them here. So this is pretty much about the server part, what we have introduced with the server monitoring and the server reports, and then getting into the APM. So these are some of the metrics that we discussed. So the APM Insight is a feature which helps you monitor the application's performance from a developer's point of view. So recently we have integrated APM Insight with the Real User Monitor, where you can view all the critical metrics from a single console. So the APM Insight and the RUM integration will help you monitor from the user's click on the browser to the time taken in the backend to process the request. You can directly compare the browser's response time with your app server's response time, the network latency and the time consumed in rendering the response from the app server. So as I said, the browser time and the app server time are integrated. So this is a snapshot of the APM Insight Monitor. So currently we support Java, .NET and Ruby on Rails platform. So here we have enabled both front-end and back-end experience by integrating the APM Insight with RUM. So let me get into the product so we can discuss these reports there. The APM Insight, the list of applications that we monitor. So we have introduced the applications component splitter based on the network time, server time, so the page rendering time in the browser. And then here we have the average response time and throughput of the application with the AppDeck score. So you can set a threshold for AppDeck and we measure that. And here we have the comparison of the browser's response time along with the app server's response time, where you can directly correlate the performance of the browser and app server. And then the traces of last 5 transactions with more response time. So this is about the APM Insight. So you get in-depth analysis into your application's performance, where you can drill down to offending code and pinpoint root cause of the issues from the cloud. And the RUM integration, where we can view the RUM metrics from a single dashboard, a global performance response by ISP browser device. So this Real User Monitor is integrated with this specific application. So the RUM dashboard, which we discussed. So the Real User Monitoring, it helps you get insight into your website's performance from an actual user visit. So whatever metrics we have here is captured from an actual user visit. So whenever a user tries to access your application, we will start capturing information such as the browser being used, the device that is being used, what is the ISP that's being used. So all information which helps you get a clear picture of how the end user or the real user experiences the performance of your application. So the reporting capabilities, what enhancements we have done with respect to the reporting. So far we have checked the enhancements that we have been made with respect to the monitors and with respect to the home tab. Now getting into the critical part of the monitoring, which is reporting. So in the old client, we had the reporting defined as the summary report, performance report, downtime, outage. So we had a lot of reports, whereas with the new client, we have categorized and simplified the reporting. So we have the summary report, which give you the summary of the downtime and outage altogether. And in addition to that, we have the health trend report, which gives you the historical comparison of the downtime's response time. So you can check what was the performance of your website last year and compare it with this year's performance. And the introduction of the top end reports, where you can compare the monitors based on critical attributes. Like if, for example, if you take a server, you can check the top 10 servers that have been using more CPU in the last 1 week. So these kind of reports, the comparative analysis is going to give you more insight into how your infrastructure is. So we have the availability report. So let me take you through the product to discuss all these reporting capabilities. So as I said, we have simplified the reports. We have 4 types of reports and the top end reports, the availability, busy hours, health trend, and performance. So here we have the availability summary report. So you can select the monitor for which you would like to generate the report, and this we have classified based on the monitor type as well. So if you go to website, only the website monitors in your account would be listed, and you can check for those reports alone. And the time period, the duration from where to check the reports, and the unit of time. So if you want to get the raw data or the daily data, so that can be monitored here. So day, hour, or week. So based on that, we will archive the information. And then the busy hours, business hours can be defined. So the business hours is where you can define a time period, say morning 9 to 5. We will generate the reports that are captured only within that interval. So any downtimes or outages that are reported outside the business hours will not be taken into account. And then location-based reports can be generated for each and every location. You can generate the availability report. And then the downtime report. So there has been one time downtime reported. And the reason for the downtime is also captured here. And we have also introduced a new metric here. So the mean time to repair and the mean time between failures. So the mean time to repair is the value that takes to have a downtime fixed. Say if there is a downtime reported and you take 5 minutes to have the issue fixed and the site comes back up, so that is the mean time to repair. And this should be as minimum as possible, which shows the availability standard of your website. And then the mean time between failures. So 4 days, 6 hours, 47 minutes is when the previous downtime was reported. So the time difference between 2 downtimes is the mean time between failures. So this should be the maximum value, which helps us provide more availability. So we can maintain more availability of our website. So it's also giving you a summary on the suspended time. So if you put the monitor in suspended mode, we will calculate that information, and the maintenance mode and the maintenance time are captured separately. So these are all some of the new metrics that we display in the new interface that gives more value to check for the availability monitoring. And then getting into the performance report, the busy hours report. So here we check the response time for every hour. So this way you can easily check which time we have more response time, which means there has been more request to the server, or the performance of the server is low at that specific time. So this information will help you get the trend report on how your website is being performing on an hourly interval, and you can also check for the day of the week, at what day of the week the performance of a specific service is more. And then the health trend report. So this is the report where you can compare the historical availability and response time. So from the date you create a monitor until it is being removed from your account, we will maintain the reports. So it helps you compare the downtime. Say for example, last in 2014 we have around 10 outages in the month of January, whereas there was no outages in 2015 or 16. Likewise, for 2015 we had over 720 outages in the month of May. So this way you can compare the reports, the downtimes across time period. Similarly, for the response time, what has been the performance across different time interval, so you can check for the trend. And the number of alerts triggered for a specific monitor within a set time period, like so that can be viewed here. And this is the health trend report and the performance report, where we have the performance graph based on the response time. And this performance report can be generated based on the unit of time. We get the raw data for each and every check. We will have the response time graph generated, which can be zoomed again for a specific time interval. And you can also generate it for an hourly archive. So we archive the data on a hourly basis and we provide the information. So the throughput of the website, the data transfer per second, and then the response time by location. So you can check for individual locations response time. And then each and every check, what is the response time? The raw data is displayed here. So the performance report, you get the complete performance visibility of a specific service that you're being monitored. And getting into the top end reports. So this helps us compare the performance metrics of different monitors in one view. So for websites, we have the top 10 websites based on the response time. So the Mobile Polar website has reported around 1,800 milliseconds. So when we take into consideration the server monitoring, we can view the top service by CPU, by memory. So when you have a lot of server monitors, you want to see what servers have consumed more CPU in the last 1 week or the last month, so that can be done. So, and similarly, we can also check for the top 10 servers by memory, and this metric we have for all the monitors. So if it's going to be EC2, the top 10 EC2 instance by CPU utilization, byte received, sent. So every metric can be compared and analyzed within your infrastructure. So these are all the snapshots of the reports that we discussed: the business hour, busy hours report, the health trend report, the performance report, the top end reports. And getting into the admin, I hope everyone would be familiar with this panel, where all access to the account is done from here. So any changes has to be done from the admin console, whether if you want to add a monitor, schedule a maintenance, or configure a user for alerting. So everything has to be done from the admin. So it gives you overall access to the account. So you can access your account settings, addition, deletion of monitors, user management, profile-based management. So you can customize the reports. So anything related to the configuration has to be done from the admin. So the inventory, which has the monitor information, where you can create monitors, monitor groups, and import monitors. If you have some 100, 200 websites to be monitored, you can easily import them. And then user management, where you can define users for alerting and provide user roles for them so they can have login access. Configuration profiles, so different profiles that you can set for the monitor. So the thresholds that can be configured, the alert, when to receive an alert, email templates or actions. The server monitoring, which gives us the access to resource check profile, where you can monitor the resources of a specific server. Say if you want to monitor a URL running in a server, or the port that is running in your server, or certain files you want to check when it was last modified, or the directory check, the log monitoring. And then the on-premise polar, to get the on-premise polar status, you want to add new on-premise polars, check whether the network module is enabled or not, because recently we have the network device monitoring introduced as well. A mobile network polar status, whether you have any mobile network polars in your account. And then the operations will give information on all operation related information like the scheduling, maintenance, the log reports where you can check for each and every check what is the data, the alert logs. So all these information that were hidden here has been moved to the home tab for ease of access, because these are all some critical links that a user should have access from one click instead of navigating through the entire product. And my account will have information on your account setup, the time zone and language setup, the subscription to give information on your subscription details, report settings where you can schedule reports in advance with Site 24/7, and all reports that we are going to schedule will have the new reporting functionalities that we discussed, the charts that we saw. So everything is going to be done when you schedule a report. So the older reports will have the older format, but anything that you schedule now will have the new format. And then you can share the monitoring reports. You can create public dashboards, and you can share the monitoring reports with your clients and customers. And developer for the API and the device key. So as I said, the user interface itself is API driven. So you can easily integrate Site 24/7 with your existing application. You can go through the API documentation, and following this, you can easily integrate the Site 24/7 with your application. And we have integrations with PagerDuty and Zapier for alerting. And the download section will have all the downloadable content. So your Site 24/7 app, the monitoring agent, the recorder tool. So all the agents that needs to be downloaded can be downloaded from here. So this is pretty much about our new interface. I hope I've covered the entire module. And if you have any feedback related to the client, and all the changes that we discussed now, the reporting functionalities, the way Site 24/7 look, are all done based on the feedback that we received from our users. So we welcome you to provide your feedbacks here, so you can provide the information, and you can also attach the screenshot. You can easily take a screenshot and attach it to the feedback form, so we can have it checked. Our development team will check for it. So we discussed all these under the product, the inventory snapshot, the user management, configuration profiles, users check profile, the account details, subscriptions, the report settings where you can customize the reports with your own logo. So the developers page for the API integration. And also with our new interface, we have given you ease of access to the user guide. As I said, when one click, you can easily get into the help guide of a specific module. And we have also given information on the support contacts, so you can easily get in touch with our support team. We have chat support, email support, and our phone support. You can easily get in touch with us. And you can use the What's New link to check for all the latest updates and features that are released in Site 24/7. And the feedback box where you can post your feedbacks and comments, and if you want to have any something that needs to be changed or any ideas that can be implemented within the product, you can use the feedback box to share your feedback. And our webinars and product demos, we have a series of webinars covering all the topics related with Site 24/7. So you can register for the webinars, and you can view the completed webinars video from our webinars page. And then we also offer weekly product demos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, where you can register. So with this, the presentation that I've given is more focused on the enhancements that we have made with our interface. So if you want to get in-depth knowledge or how the monitor works for each and every module, you can register for this demo, and one of our product experts will take you through all the modules covering each and every functionality in the product demo. And you can also connect with us through forums. So if you have any feature requests or anything that you want to share with us, you can go to our forums link, forums.site247.com. And some of the highlights with the new interface, the all new help assistant. So it's easy for you to get information on the monitors. So if you're stuck anywhere, you can easily go to the user guide and see what a specific metric means or what specific option is, how to configure a monitor. And then monitor categorization based on the status and the monitor groups. The heat map, the status availability and the performance metrics. So you can zoom the performance chart, a vast improvement with the performance chart, and the top end reports. So these are all some of the critical enhancements that we have made with the new interface. And some of the best practices that I would like to suggest when it comes to monitoring. So Site247 helps you be proactive with your monitoring by offering threshold configurations at different levels. So if you monitor your servers, we provide threshold configurations for your CPU utilization, disk utilization, memory utilization, and you can even set threshold for individual services and processes. If a specific service consumes more CPU, you can get notified. So by setting these kind of thresholds, you'll be proactive on monitoring. So you can get alerted even before an issue arises. And then you can schedule reports. You can schedule weekly reports, monthly reports. So you get insight of how the monitoring has been. Say, for example, if you have an update launched or update released to your website, so you can compare the reports of the last month with this month and see what impact the update has made with the end user's performance. And you can also define the alerts. So we have various alert mechanisms. You can define the right alerts for the right person. And then you can assign roles for multi-user login. Instead of sharing the primary account's credentials and password, you can create different users and assign them access permissions. They will have their own login credentials and they can manage Site247. And we have false alert prevention mechanism where you can prevent unwanted alerts caused due to network issues. So we can check pre-location check to avoid false alert. This can be done under the threshold and availability. So these are some of the best practices that we suggest. And I thank you everyone for your time during the session. I hope the presentation was helpful. And if you have any questions, you can very well mail us at support@site247.com, and we're always here to help you. And all the questions that we have raised here, we'll be answering via email. Thank you everyone, and you all have a great day. Bye-bye.